Arden, national referee. And now let's meet the starters. First, for the Akari Chargers. Opposite hitter from the United States, number 4, Oli Okaro. Outside spiker from San Sebastian College, Recoletos, number 5, Bretzel Soltones. Middle blocker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 7, Camille Victoria. Middle blocker from the Far Eastern University, number 13, Seth Domingo. Outside spiker from the National University, number 16, Ivy Laxina. Center from the University of the Philippines, number 18, Camille Cal. Starting libero from FEU is number 3, Max Juanco. And the head coach for Akari is Taka Minoa. And now the starters for the Cignal HD Spikers. Outside spiker from San Beda University, number 7, team captain, Ces Molina. Opposite hitter from the Far Eastern University, number 10, Chinchin Basas. Middle blocker from the National University, number 11, Jackie Acuna. Outside spiker from Venezuela, number 15, Maria Perez. Middle blocker from the University of Santo Tomas, number 18, Ria Meneses. Center from FEU, number 22, Jel Cayuna. Starting libero from the University of the East, number 9, Judith Abil. Head coach for Cignal is Shaq De Los Santos. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. It is Akari versus Cignal.
I don't know why. As you look at the starting lineup of the Chargers, no changes for Coach Taka Minoa. I'm excited. You know, I'm getting goosebumps. Both these teams with a 4-0 record. No change in the starting lineup as well for Coach Shaq De Los Santos. MJ Perez, top scorer, the only player in double digits in their last game, a 3-set win against the Angels. Meantime, the Chargers, they've been solid. 3 players in double digits, 14 a season low for Oli Okaro, but Soltones, she has somehow revived her career in the Reinforced Conference in double digits with 12, and then Laxina, we mentioned, with 13. I mean, 2 strong teams in their final game of the first round, and they have a perfect record coming into today. One of them will go home sustaining their first loss, Jaden.
No, and I think the best part about both teams is that they've remained steady. When things were not going their way, they remained calm, and that's the sign of a good team. But of course, today is very crucial. Of course, you said earlier that one team will end up losing and going home.
And I'm excited for the fans to witness what will go down here. It's one of probably the best games so far in the Reinforced Conference. First point going to the HD Spikers, Meneses puts it in.
Well, that's a back quick coming from Ria Meneses. And what I like also about the offense of the Cignal HD Spikers, Jel Cayuna is constantly feeding the middle blockers. It's not an obvious set to MJ Perez, to Ces Molina, but we have an early challenge so far. First point pa lang already.
That's how tense, I guess. That's how tight this matchup is. Every point is going to be contested. While we have the lull, I want to ask you, what are the chinks in the armor you notice that the other team might exploit against their opponent?
Well, with Akari, so far they're doing a good job in terms of lessening their unforced errors along with Cignal. But I think the team that will win today is the one who will remain that steadiness. Because you have MJ Perez, you have Oli Okaro. It's definitely a battle between the reinforcements. We did feature them earlier during the pregame. But I think maintaining the composure is key for today's game.
And what's impressive, I mean, Cignal, we all know they're a steady team. They've been one of the top teams in the league for so very long. Meanwhile, the Chargers just joining PVL last year.
The winning column, right?
And already they have leapfrogged so many other teams. As you look at
net touch coming from Jel Cayuna as she was going down to block. Looking a bit shocked.
It's a very sharp eye for first conference head coach Taka Minoa.
But Eric, to add on what you were saying, the Akari Chargers, this is new to them, having this winning mindset. But we all know Cignal, they have won, but it's been a bit hot and cold. But there's been an update here. Point does go to Cignal
So they're saying Soltones touched the net
first before Gel.
So that was cleared up by first
Okay.
referee Bobby Celso. Laxina with a receive off the Cayuna serve. Ocaro. Save. Oh, terrific work on the floor by Perez. Good combination play. Laxina sends it outside.
It's a lack of wrist action from Ivy Laxina. A bit too late in the approach. So far, so good for Cignal.
And is that nerves a little bit as well? You're excited, you're hyped up about
Adrenaline,
burying
for
one,
sure.
getting a kill?
But you know, that air coming from Ivy Laxina, you might as well have the airs now before during the crucial moments when they're nearing the 20 mark.
Good point. Cayuna. Nice tip coming from Molina. Lee tips it off the return and puts it away. What a start here for the HD Spikers.
Well, Cesc Molina being the veteran here in the front row, taking advantage of that overpass coming from Gretchen Soltones, and also court awareness, avoiding the net. Nice serve.
Good pass by Juanco, the rookie libero. Soltones cross court. Abil, nice to see her back in the PVL. Back row for Perez. Juanco, just too much power to handle for Juanco.
You know, you look at the front row, the back row of the Cignal HD Spikers. Judith Abel giving a perfect dig, and then execution coming from MJ Perez.
We all know the Chargers love coming from behind, but will you tell us if they're getting themselves in trouble already? They're down 4-0.
Well, we'll have to see when it's maybe the second set. It's a bit too early. Sometimes teams take a while to warm up.
Cayuna. Menezes, 5-0 start in favor of the HD Spikers. Let's check in with Jana Ito.
Hey, Eric and Jamie, I just want to flex that I got a Spanish lesson from MJ Perez at the dugout a while back, and she introduced to me the 3 words that she tells herself before every game, and those are "Vamos, vamos, vamos, y yo puedo," which directly translate to "Let's go, let's go, let's go, I can." The Venezolana told me that all conference long she strives to stay competitive, and she even tells me that we haven't seen her top performance yet. MJ adds that she heavily criticizes and assesses herself where she can do better every game, but she adds, and I quote, "I know when I am doing well." And so could we see a top performance on the way? We'll catch all of that on the Pilipinas Live app for only 149 pesos a month, but maybe we could hear or see MJ cheer herself with those words before every play. But I want to ask you, Eric and Jamie, are there any Spanish words you know?
Paella, that's all I know.
Paella. Food.
That's all I know. Thanks, Jana. First point, Soltones delivering it for the HD, for the Chargers. Cayuna, back row, Perez, turned away, back-to-back points for the Chargers.
Well, Eric, at this point of the conference, we have to understand that both teams have done their homework. They know the tendencies so far, but take a look at this replay. Blocking the reinforcement. Said Domingo, of course, with that stuff block. No coverage for Cignal.
Said Domingo, 8 points. No blocks in the last game. Victoria sends that serve long.
Untimely. They were slowly gaining the momentum. So far, Cignal has not made too many unforced errors here. They're earning their points.
In the last game, that beatdown of the Angels, only 6 errors in 3 sets for the HD Spikers. That's how good they are in keeping the errors low.
And I also did cover that match. I was just in shock because usually less than 5 errors per set is a good amount, but a total of 6 errors in a whole match. Crazy, crazy numbers.
Unheard of. At least I've never seen it. That stat during my coverage. Soltones was rejected. 7-2 start for the HD Spikers. They are up by 5. This is their biggest margin of the match. Juanco been passing very well. Soltones attacks, blocked again.
Well, former teammates Ria Menezes and Soltones stuff blocked.
Biggest lead at 6 for the HD Spikers against the Chargers opening set. For the HD Spikers, they couldn't have asked for a better start against the other top team in Pool B.
Well, so far the Akari Chargers are unable to get that one side out. They are leaning to Gretchen Soltones because Ollie is still in the back row, but it seems to me that Ria Menezes knows the tendencies of her former teammate, of course.
Cés Molina, 30 years old, out of Nueva Ecija. Twice so far this season she scored in double digits, but the last game against the Angels she only had 7. Camille Cal to Ollie. Underhand pass, the chance ball here for the HD Spikers. Menezes with the tip. Good start for Riri Menezes. She has 3 points, top scoring for the HD Spikers.
You know, and this is a simple, basic, quick attack coming from Cignal. Timeout, Akari.
Okay. Take a tip. Max, take a tip. Okay, even everyone. They will ping. They already saw the one broke. Again, they will avoid the broke. Ready to defend.
Coach Taka telling his squad, you got to be ready to defend. So far, 2 versus 9, Cignal up by 7 points. The Akari Chargers looking a bit frozen in terms of their movements, not as fluid as the Cignal HD Spikers.
And is it the moment getting a little too big for,
yes.
We mentioned they're a young team in a position of power. And they're one of the top teams suddenly. Mishandled that time by Menezes.
But a much-needed side out for the Akari Chargers. Seem to have a difficult time with that first ball. Camille Cal not knowing who to set because the receive is a little bit too short for her liking.
But Camille Cal doing an excellent job this season, taking over in the starting setter position against Cobb as Perez knocks in her second point.
You know, the Cignal HD Spikers are not allowing the Akari Chargers to gain some sort of momentum, but you see Jelka going and leaning to their reinforcement to get that quick side out because they had a chance there, Akari, but with Cignal, they are on a roll.
We haven't seen a run for the Chargers.
Good
what
set.
A nice set.
Perfect set.
Basas, that's easily picked up by Laxina. Soltones on the attack, blocked again. And it seems the HD Spikers, they have Soltones' number, but not Ollie Okaro, who dribbles that ball in. First point for Okaro.
Well, Akaro a bit silenced, I would say, in this first set. This is just her first point, but from the past games of the Akari Chargers, they tend to have a slow start. So let's see how things will unfold.
Definitely not going to be the last point for Okaro. She holds the record for the most points, tied with Tots Carlos at 38 this season.
Well, so far, 2 points have been rewarded to the Cignal HD Spikers because of the tip in that donut hole zone. Let's see if Akari can solve this problem before it's too late.
Basas, her best output so far this conference, 9 against the Solar Spikers. Laxina on the attack, easily picked up there by Molina. Cayuna, Perez, yes.
Well, MJ Perez, we all know she has a lot of experience up her sleeves, but tooling this block has been her specialty in this conference, targeting the hands of the reinforcement in Akari, Ollie Okaro.
3-time best scorer in Venezuela. MJ Perez makes it an 8-point cushion for the HD Spikers. Basas with a dig. Back row. There it is for Cés Molina.
You're looking at the offense of the Cignal HD Spikers. A lot of points have been given from the back row.
Spike on the set, brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng Bayan. This is now the biggest lead for the HD Spikers at 9. Very cohesive offense and defense for Cignal. Okaro, cross court, got it.
Okaro finding that open space in between that block of Cignal, But take a look at the score, 5 versus 13. The Akari Chargers need some sort of spark for this first set.
Well, is it reception issues? Because we haven't seen Okaro touch the ball a lot.
Well, earlier it was reception, but a lot of the points are not being tallied into, a lot of their attacks are not being tallied into points. As for the Cignal HD Spikers, immediate side out right away. A sure point coming from the right pin. You have Chinchin Basas and MJ Perez on the left.
Perez, beautiful serve. Okaro. The tip, Abil. Cesc Molina, there's Soltones with the dig. And Okaro back-to-back points.
Ollie looking a bit more alive in this first set. I think with her, a lot of the balls need to be fed to her for her to gain that confidence, for her to slowly get her groove into things. But so far, so good for her.
Very anemic offense right now for the white shirts as Okaro will sit down. Eli Soyun will check in for the first time today. Okaro is the only player with 2 or more points. The other 3 players with 1 point is Cal, Domingo, and Soltones.
Yep, a bit too low.
Michelle Cobb also in the game for the first time. Molina cross court. Danny Ravena with a nice dig. Back row for Perez. Ravena to Laxina, off-speed hit. Picked up by Abil. No combination play. Molina, everything the HD Spikers want, the HD Spikers get.
Akari having a difficult time blocking that right pin. Jelka Yuna is being smart. She actually has not set Jackie Acuna yet. Normally that's the strategy. She's the go-to spiker of the middle blockers, but they know that she's being heavily guarded. She's timing it perfectly.
Looking for a 10-point cushion now. And they can't get it. Laxina with a side out. Her first point of the match.
That's a quick side out for Akari. They need more of those, Eric, coming from the left pin, the right pin. They have all the tools, but they need to be better in terms of getting that immediate point.
Former Lady Bulldog, Laxina, coming off a 13-point performance. Prior to that, she had 18. Perez, Cobb picking it up. Ravena to Soyun. Off the block, Abil very active on defense. Kayuna, with a 1-2 play. Soltones with the first touch. Easy over coming from Soyun. Abil again with a nice pass. Molina, nobody near that big hole.
The first combination play ran by Cignal. Quick play combination.
9-point lead. HD Spikers against the Chargers. Set 1. Suportahan natin ang mga atletang Pilipino sa Paris Olympic Games 2024. Watch the games live from July 26 until August 11 on One Sports Plus, RPTV, TV5, and Pilipinas Live. 100 taong laban para sa bayan. 9-point lead for the HD Spikers against Camp Victoria. And the Chargers, again, very little offense coming from the white shirts. Only 1 player with 2 or more points. Meanwhile, there are 3 players with 3 or more points for the red shirts. Perez attacking and scoring again.
The back row is being implemented so much for Cignal. It is working in their favor. Delta, having a lot of options. You still have Cesc Molina in the front row. The reinforcement MJ doing justice for her squad.
5 for Perez already. Not a good pass coming from Wanko. Laksina to Soltones. She will underhand this one. Pasas. Chance ball. Meneses. Ooh, terrific defense by Wanko. Back row Laksina. Perez. Too strong the pass, and Victoria with a block.
MJ Perez with a bit of an overpass on that first contact, but Victoria getting that early gift, getting that joust. Timing that perfectly. Rhea a bit too late.
Cam Victoria, 4 points against the Thunderbells. One-handed set by Cayuna. What a move.
Akari has not been able to solve that problem in that donut hole zone. This is the third time Rhea Menezes with that back quick attack. Angel Cayuna activating Rhea Menezes, which is actually fooling and tooling the block of Akari.
Menezes matching her last game output. He already has 4 points, and the lead is now 10 in double digits for the HD Spikers. Perez off speed. Soltones was right there. Soyud bounces it off the block. Basas with the up. Cayuna sends it all the way out to Perez. Another chance ball here for the red shirts. Back row from Molina. Cobb. Chargers scrambling defensively. Another chance ball here for the HD Spikers. Their second in a row. Basas will put it away.
So close. The longest rally so far in this first set, Eric. Both teams knowing the tendencies of their opponents, but I have to commend the offense, the speed of the offense of Cignal, much faster. The set going to that right pin for Chinchin, a bit faster also.
And the Chargers have always been on the back foot. They've always been just digging.
Yes.
And meanwhile, HD Spikers have been on the attack non-stop. Cayuna. The first chance ball in a while for the HD Spikers, or for the Chargers rather. Soyud, yes.
I believe that's the first point of Ellie Soyud coming in with a double substitution alongside Michelle Cobb. Rhea a bit late on that block.
But that barely makes a dent on the deficit of the Chargers. They are still down by 10. Wakaro and Camille Cal back in the game. Yeah, that's not going to help. They're down by 11 now.
This is the second missed serve where they had a chance of gaining their momentum, but it's the errors, too many errors, and also the timing of errors.
They have barely had a 2-point run, the HD Spike, the Chargers, which is why they're down by double digits. Okaro.
With a dig.
With a dig. Terrible pass coming from Meneses. She wanted that to go to the middle.
Back row, yep.
Yeah.
Back row attack. Take a look at that replay. Well, we know the middle blockers, that's not their strongest skill set, digging. But good try for Rhea.
They're enjoying a 10-point lead, so it's not going to hurt them as much. Laksina blocked. Abil with a nice save. Laksina tries again, blocked again. Wait a minute, there's a net touch on Basas.
It's a net touch. She knew it right away. But they can afford that. They're up by 9 points.
So this is maybe the first 2-point run of the Chargers. Molina off-speed hit on a running attack. Domingo plays center. Okaro. Cayuna has been digging so well. Back row from Molina, off-speed hit, and she connects.
The timing of the back row attack, but the Akari Chargers, not a lot of urgency I'm seeing so far in defense. Very late in terms of the reaction time.
Chelsea checking in. Laksina. That was a
There we
rather
go.
close to the net, but not a problem for the 6'1" Ivy Laksina.
Well, Ivy Laksina finding the open space of that block, solo block. Jackie Acuna a bit late.
Abil almost picked it up with a footsie, but unsuccessful. 9-point game. C to Kayuna. Kayuna turns to a hitter, which was her first position with the Lady Tamaraos before she
Yes.
transitioned as a setter.
But so far, Giselle C will be running the offense. Jel Kayuna giving a bit of a rest for
Well
this
deserved.
first set.
Abil will underhand it to Perez. Wait a minute, there's a net touch.
Net touch from
On
Victoria, I believe.
It's been all HD Spikers. The Chargers did not show up much, and you can tell by the look on the face of Coach Minoa, very unhappy with the performance of the Chargers here in the opening set.
What a serve.
One-handed set coming from Camille Cal. Molina already has a quiet 6 points.
You know, with the blocking of Akari, Ollie's having a difficult time blocking Cess Molina, MJ Perez. Nothing too flashy with the attacks, just tooling the block.
How is the HD Spikers dominating the Chargers so much when we anticipated a very tight contest as Perez serves into the net, based on their win-loss record?
No, with Cignal, I think they entered this match maintaining their momentum, avoiding mistakes, and you can see that they're diving for every ball, sacrificing their body for every ball. They don't want any ball to drop, whereas Akari, a bit tense, I would say, in this first set.
And service fault. So Okaro returns the favor. And Abil, great job judging the angle of the serve, letting it go. And it's 10 set points for Ishi Lalong Isip, the rookie, and the rest of the HD Spikers against the Chargers. What a dominant opening set performance by the red shirts. Cal, Laksina, that is outside. Oh, wait a minute.
But I think there's a net touch coming from Troncoso.
Block touch? They call it block touch?
Block touch.
All right, so one set point is saved. The baseline judge on the other side of the net called it outside initially. Perez for the finish, got it.
Too good.
Agree. MJ Perez, 6 points. Nothing flashy between the 12
Right.
points of Perez, Molina as well. Perez from everywhere she's been hitting.
Well, MJ, she's shining bright for Cignal. She is a veteran, and they do lean to her when they need that side up. But she's also not as tired as well because the offense is being spread out.
HD Spikers win by 10 against the Chargers opening set. MJ Perez, Ces Molina leading the way for the HD Spikers with 6 apiece in this dominant 25-15 win in the opening set against Oli Okaru and the rest of the Chargers.
Well, Akari having a very slow start in this first set. Not a lot of sets were given to the middle blockers. Oli a bit silenced in terms of the offense. Akari only having a 21% attack efficiency. But for the Cignal HD Spikers, smooth sailing so far. Jelka Yuna spreading out the offense with MJ, Ces Molina, Ria Menezes. But first, the attacks. 16 from Cignal and only 10 from Akari. 7 errors so far in that first set alone, whereas Cignal only committing 3.
They could be on track to another 6-error match if they keep it up.
Right, yes.
Meantime, let's see the adjustments here by Coach Minoa. What do you think is imperative for them to tweak coming into set number 6?
I'm shocked from this first set. They're lacking a bit of intensity and grit compared to their other games. You can't choose what mood you have entering the game. You have to give your 100%, and that is what Cignal is doing.
You can't just turn it on, as they say, right? There's an overpass by Victoria, and they got punished right there. It initially appeared like a long, exciting rally, but a passing error ends up in an easy point for the HD Spikers.
You know, it's the small little details that create that big picture. When you have the overpass, of course, you have Ria Menezes in the front row who's going to take advantage of that.
Menezes now with 5. Amigo with her 2nd point.
No, Camille Cal has to make adjustments with her strategy. She has to switch it up a bit. She has to set the middle blockers a bit more because Sultanes is being guarded by Cignal.
Camille Cal in double digits in terms of excellent sets so far. 3 of the 4 games they played. Molina, the up coming from Ravenna. Laxina with a push. Abil sets it up for Molina. The tip turned away. Easy put away, almost.
Good
but
pickup.
Perez was there to pick it up. A combination play that turned awry as Laxina was not where she was supposed to be.
Well, usually when there's a free ball coming from your opponent, they do run a combination play, but a wasted opportunity for the Chargers. Coach Taka not too happy.
They're falling apart early. Molina with 6. Okaro got it.
There we go. Akaro usually being that shining light for the Akari Chargers, gets this point from the right pin. Great strength, height, and might.
Okaro is 6'1" out of California. She has a live contract as well with San Diego Mojo, a pro team in the USA, as Laxina gives up an easy point. Let's check in with Jana Ejido.
Well, Eric and Jamie, as our teams close the circle here in the preliminaries of Pool B, I got to have a check-in with the girl who last scored that point a while ago, Ivy Laxina, on what has been her checklist of goals since joining Akari Chargers earlier in this conference. Ivy told me she's here to help Akari improve. And that starts with 1, retaining this mentor-mentee partnership with Coach Taka, and 2, simply improving herself. She says, gusto ko rin na mag-start sa sarili ko this conference na maging mas focused at maibigang justice yung team. Well, most definitely Ivy, as we've seen her step up in the scoring in that first set. So let's tune into how set 2 unfolds for her over on the Pilipinas Live app. Get the most extensive PVL coverage only in one app. Back to you, Eric and Jamie.
All right, thank you, Jana. She couldn't have started off this conference a better way. All 4 games, she scored in double digits. Her highest output has been 20. That was against the Solar Spikers. Let's take a look at this Sultanes side out. Perez, cross court. Laxina there for defense. Sultanes again, power push. Kayuna takes care of it. Abil to Perez again. Cal Pipe play. Yes, Laksina with a point.
What a powerful back row attack coming from Ivy Laksina. She's definitely needed in the scoring department.
Spike of the set, brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng bayan, a break point by Ivy Laksina to tie the game. This is the third deadlock of the set number 2, and that bodes well for the Chargers, who didn't tie at all in set number 1. Perez block. Basas there for coverage. A back row for Molina, off speed. There's a donut hole defensively in the Chargers defense.
This has happened quite a few times in the defense pattern of the Akari Chargers. A lot of hesitation, no one stepping up and getting that ball.
So Molina puts HD Spikers on top by 1, served by Basas. Good pass coming from Soltones. Victoria. One-handed dig by Adil. Juanco there for coverage. Off the tip. And Ocaro scores off the block.
Ocaro coming from the right pin. This did happen in their match against the Angels. Slow start for her, but she was coming a bit more alive in the latter part.
But by her standards, definitely a slow start. You're right. Although she's starting to prove us wrong. Yes. She has scored back-to-back points here and now has 7. Only 4 points for Ocaro in set number 1. That is not
rare
like
so
her.
far, yes. Well, that just goes to show the Cignal HD Spikers are shutting her down in this match.
First taste of the lead in the set for the Chargers. Great pass coming from Molina. Cayuna. There's Acuna with a touch. Acuna, a second attempt. The 1-2 play. Camille Cal. What a smart move.
Very deceiving of Camille Cal. A bit of a delicate touch with that 1-2 play. Fooling the defense of Cignal. Abdul not ready.
3-0 run for the Chargers, Jamie. And Camille
That's already
Cal,
a lot.
Yeah, confidence really so high in this reinforced conference.
Ooh, what a set.
Combination
What a
play.
set.
Perez. Beautiful.
What a set. Gotta give credit to Jackie Acuna for being that decoy in that sequence, fooling Victoria in that rally.
7 for Perez, 7 for Molina. They've got 14 in total. Meanwhile, no player with more than 4 points aside from Ocaro for the Chargers. Served into the net for Perez.
To seesaw battle so far in this second set.
8-6. Akari up by 2 against Cignal's second set. Back inside the Phil Sports Arena, first game of your triple header this Tuesday. The final game of this first round of reinforced conference, and we got a treat for you as you see Lala Soto, the chair of the Movie Television Review and Classification Board, or MTRCB for short. Enjoying the action. Miss Kathy Chu of Akari as well here. And right now, they must be delighted. The Chargers coming to life in the second set. could get an ace. Yes, they will. Nice effort by Cayuna and Pasas, but they come up short. Biggest lead for the Chargers at 3 in the match, Jamie.
The Akari Chargers slowly gaining their momentum here. More communication. But for the Cignal HD Spikers, they're a bit in a rut in the sequence.
Beautiful serve by Soltones. Abil with a receive, and this is going to be a chance ball coming from Cesc Molina. Victoria got a little under the ball that time.
Too tight.
Molina blocked by Laxina. Terrific net play coming from the Chargers. Great pass. Cal can do so many things here. Okaro. Oh, terrific dig coming from Abil. Longest and most exciting rally of the match so far, and Laxina puts it away. Ivy now with 5.
No, we are not surprised with this, with the Akari Chargers now having the momentum in the second set. Ivy Laxina being implemented here with a soft touch and tooling that block of Jelka Yuna.
Rose Doria checking in for the first time, replacing Acuna. Doria scored 5 against the Angels in their 3-set win. Doria gets a touch right away and makes an impact. No, not yet. Pancake saved by Ravenna. Rally continues. Cayuna. Back row. Perez. The up coming from Ravenna. Tumble turns as well in the end. Laxina. Another exciting rally in the making. Molina. Ravenna one-handed dig. 2 players down from the Chargers. Laxina. And that hits the antenna, I believe. Laxina touches the net.
Ravenna on a roll.
Yep.
Getting all the digs.
There's the start of the rally with Doria pushing it. Ravenna with a pancake save. And there, collision. Soltones and Ravenna. Pass ending up too close to the net, and Laxina touching it. So it's a side out for the HD Spikers, who are down by 3. Rose Doria, former Lady Bulldog. Maswanko overpasses, but it ends up in a free point.
Smart play from Camille Cal. This is her second 1-2 play. But the Cignal HD Spikers, it looks like the tables have turned so far.
They're getting the breaks of the set and capitalizing on it. The former Tigress this time. Cam Victoria. 11 serving 7. And they had 7 errors in the opening set.
Right.
And that's a number they need to keep low if they want to win the second set.
And with Cignal, they are a team that does not commit a lot of errors. They only had 3 in the first set.
Short pass coming from Soltones. Max Wanko ends up being the setter there. Molina. Block. Good defense by Ced Domingo.
Well, Akari has made their adjustments in the blocking department. In the first set, they had a difficult time blocking Cesc Molina, MJ Perez, but they have solved this problem in the second set.
A block given to Camille Cal. She has 4 points already. Four-point cushion for the Chargers. Perez with a great pass off a powerful serve. The hit by Basas is out.
Right intent from Chinchin Basas, but a lack of wrist action.
And a timeout by Coach Shaq de los Santos. They are down by their biggest deficit at 5 points.
Attack and then cover. Siya tayo nag-expect na pag tumatak, pupunto sa ID, attack and then cover. Okay, tapos nag-slow down tayo. Okay, masyado tayo, naka-ano na naman tayo dun sa normal na galaw. Sila yung mas gumagalaw tayo, pigil tayo gumalaw. So kailangan mag-all out tayo. Okay? Yung masyadong yung parang seryoso tayo pero hindi naman tayo gumagalaw. Kailangan na-enjoy natin pero tama yung ginagawa natin. Focus na ha. Focus pa rin. Focus.
Coach Shaq telling his team, you gotta enjoy the game. It's all about the body language. They're looking a bit too tense, a bit too serious, but the reinforcement, MJ Perez, you can see her just rallying up her squad in that timeout.
Perez only 1 point so far. We're almost halfway through the second set. And to compare, she had 6 points to finish set number 1. Offense has definitely slowed down for the HD Spikers. They get a free ball here. Kayuna, Molina, and another block. This time Sid Domingo with a rejection.
Another combination play ran by the Cignal HD Spikers, but Sid Domingo timing that block perfectly on Seth Molina.
Third point for Domingo. 2 of those 3 points are blocks. Lead is now 6, the biggest for the Chargers.
Good set.
Pipe attack from
Inside.
Perez.
Yep.
Yes.
Let's see MJ Perez being that leader, and it's not always about the points. Of course, that is something that she will always provide, but it's the leadership qualities that are needed. Of course, you have Judith Apple being a new libero.
Yep.
These are the communication that is needed for Cignal.
But now that you mentioned it, what a job, good job Abil has been doing so far.
Good job indeed.
Kayuna to Perez. Block. Abil right on cue. Perez tries again. Goes for the high hands and catches the blockers and scores her 9th point of the game.
That's a smart play coming from MJ Perez. She was blocked in the cross, but she made that adjustment going down the line. A bit of a miscue between Sultanas and Miltal.
4-point game. HD Spikers still within striking distance. Okaro, that's way outside.
Mistiming her approach, the contact of the ball, point Cignal.
Timeout here for Coach Takaminoa. He doesn't like what he's seeing. His 5-point lead is down to 3.
Sa lamang kasi baka pagka dumikit sila sa atin, may naman na tayo, mahihirapan na tayo. Yes. At saka they're smart. So once na block na sila ng cross, bantay tayo sa drop or line.
Ate,
Yeah.
Nice one, ha? Nice one sa A-pass, B-pass.
Pass ka tayo!
Hey! Let's go!
Chargers!
It's a 3-0 run here for the HD Spikers, prompting the timeout by Coach Takaminoa. First referee, Bobby Celso. Second referee is Fernando Velarde. Chimbasas, Luis Meneses, MJ Perez. HD Spikers winning the opening set by a huge margin, by 10. When right now they are trailing. Biggest lead of the Chargers was 6. Laxina, block coverage by Soltones. Kayuna to Perez. They want to get her going. Max Swanko with the dig. Okaro.
The Akari Chargers a bit more loose in their movements compared to that first set, but Ollie to the rescue. Take a look at that jump set coming from Camille Cal. Perfect set.
Okaro now with 8 off 7 attacks and 1 ace. Laxina meanwhile with 4, all coming from attacks. Abil, rare short pass. Perez again. Ooh, what a dig coming from Gaveta. Soltones pushes. Molina was right there for coverage.
Good
Perez
set.
again. Cal keeping it alive. A chance ball for the HD Spikers. Kayuna this time goes to Molina. Dug by Laxina. Okaro soaring and scoring.
Inside.
Akari leading by 5, 16-11 against Cignal. Set number 2. 16-11. Chargers leading the HD Spikers in set number 2 after losing by 10 in the opening set. First game of your triple header. That is Coach Sato.
Yep, Coach
Of
Shota
Shota
under
Sato of
screens.
Foxes. Right now, Chinbasas and the HD Spikers playing catch-up after leading the entire opening set. Laksina already with 4 points.
Good receive.
Basas trying to make up for the error.
It's a net touch from Soltones.
Meneses with 5 points, 4 coming in the opening set.
Good serve.
Macau, that hit not off the block. Domingo says there's a touch and there will be a challenge from Coach Minoa.
So it was a bit too low for Set Domingo. It's a green card. Honesty. We love to see it.
Is there an, as you see the fair play, a moment there, an financial incentive at the end? We'll find out. That used to be the rule in other tournaments. The team with the most green
In
cards.
All Filipino, I remember they had that.
Yeah, right. There's a block. Okaru is awarded the block, and she will be the only player in double digits with 10 already. And of course, this coach called a timeout and was led to the HD Spikers.
Pasa mo. Pasa.
Ano lang muna tayo sa pasa? Receive muna tayo, receive. Tapos create ka na lang. One good pass muna, one good pass.
Let's go, Cignal!
Well, nothing much in that timeout for Coach Shaq. Just the basic receive lang and then try to get a side out.
And usually the timeout is a bit of a reset for the girls. Much needed reset for Cignal.
They need to get a stop. They need to get the Chargers off their rhythm. Basas. Off the block. Sultan is saying there wasn't any, but there was no call, so play continues.
Too tight.
Yeah, too close. In fact, it was over the net, but HD Spikers unable to score. Chance ball. Abil with the up. Cayuna. They send it to Basas once again. They want to get her going. Sultanes with a one-handed dig. And this is too close to the net again. Easy block for Basas. Cal go to the pipe. Laksina popped up by Abil. Molina sends it outside.
Very close, touching that line, that back row attack from Ces Molina, but got to talk about the urgency of the Chargers. Very different compared to that first set, knowing the tendencies of Ces Molina, MJ Perez. A lot of teamwork so far.
And Coach Shaq trying to look for a spark in the middle.
Yes.
He's been swapping Doria and Acuna back and forth. Acuna is back in. Let's see if she can make a difference. The lead is now 7, the biggest for the Chargers. Perez, she has been getting a lot of touches. It's been paying off. She now has 10.
Well, MJ Perez, they do lean to her for that side out, that veteran. But we have a double substitution for the Cignal HD Spikers. Maybe Giselle C, Troncoso can switch it up, change the game for Cignal.
Troncoso played only 1 set, scored 3 points against the Angels. Meanwhile, Giselle C, 1 point off 2 sets in their last game. Pushed by Victoria, picked up by C. Abil asks Chai Troncoso to hit, and she will score.
Instant impact on this double substitution. substitution. The Cignal HD Spikers needing to change the story for themselves in the second set. Troncoso going for that sharp cross-court attack. Long ball, rather.
Sina passes very nicely. Okaro. Troncoso keeping it alive. So does C. Chance ball here for the Chargers. Cal to hand Victoria.
Out.
Sends it outside. Back-to-back points for the HD Spikers.
The insertion of this double substitution of Cignal is working. So far, they are just down 4 points. And Eric, the question is, can Akari sustain this lead?
Well, right now, the HD, I was about to say they have a little momentum, but they cut it off. A service fault coming from Giselle C. There's Coach Shaq de los Santos. He has no more timeouts remaining. Meanwhile, Chargers still have one. Michelle Cobb is back in along with Eli Soyud. See? And Acuna activated.
That is the first point of Jackie Acuna. Perfect set from Giselle C. Finding that open space in between that block of Akari.
MJ Perez serving. 4-point game. Cobb punches it through.
Smart play, just tuning the block of the Cignal HD Spikers.
Now, HD Spikers can't get a big break, can't get a long run. The longest is 2 points. That's about it. That's just why they're down by 5 still. And that's not going to help. A rare bad pass coming from Abu.
It's a rare error that we're seeing from Judith.
In receiving, digging so well. In fact, in their last game, Abil had 14 digs for the team. Right now they're in trouble. I guess you can say that. They're down by 6 points. But that
Lucky break.
helped them out a little bit. They get a free. Let's talk about chances, Jamie. What are chances here? HD Spikers come back and overhaul this 5-point deficit.
Well, it's
Slim to none.
slim to none.
Acuna picked up her first point here in set number 2. If they can squeeze some more out of her, maybe they can get a chance of coming back. C with the first ball. So it's an underhand set from Acuna to Basas. To make that Troncoso, who is blocked easily.
Akari had a difficult time in that first set with the blocking, the left pin, the right pin, but so far the blocking has been on point, and the points where Cignal can't even cover their own balls.
4 blocks in this set alone for the Chargers. None for the HD Spikers. Victoria and the white shirts 2 points away from equalizing this match at 1 set apiece. Very high tip. Easy pickup for Cobb. Victoria, the back set to Laxina off speed. Molina was right there. C to Meneses, blocked again.
The offense is being easily read for the Akari Chargers. Said Domingo on a roll.
That's going to be the second. Checking on the second block of Domingo in this set alone. Giving the Chargers 5 blocks in total. And that one off and outside.
Yep.
So Troncoso picks up point number 2.
There's a challenge called, ball in, ball out.
Why not?
By Akari.
They still have a couple of challenges remaining. Might as well use it. Don't carry over your charges to the your challenges to the next set. And right now, Chargers sitting pretty at 24-17. They've got 7 set points. And what a way to turn it around after getting dominated and blown out in set number 1, Jamie.
And also the composure of the Akari Chargers, their body language, they're smiling more. Ooh, that looks like it's inside.
Yeah. And that'll do it.
Good eye for Akari.
Takaminoa with a great decision to use a challenge, and it was successful, which means it's an 8-point win for the Chargers in set number 2. And that gives them 6 blocks in total, 6-0 against the HD Spikers. Oli Okaru with a great performance in set number 2.
Their reinforcement, Oli Akaro, just paving the way for them in that second set, finding that space in between the block, going down the line, going cross court.
We're tied at 1 set apiece going into set number 3 as the Chargers get payback and win by 8 in the second set after the HD Spikers won by 10 in the opener.
The Akari Chargers have made their adjustments in that second set. They did not have a lot of blocks in that first set, but they did improve in their blocking. They improved in their defense. They're talking more. Max Wanko, Danny Ravenna are doing such a great job in the back row, digging the balls of MJ Perez, digging the balls of Ces Molina, and all the middle blockers in Ria Menezes. But for Cignal, they were looking a bit tight. Just how Akari looked in that first set. So let's see how this third set will unfold.
Well, the silver lining for both teams is their reinforcements are both in double digits, still with 10 apiece.
But first attacks from that set number 2, 9 for Cignal and 12 for Akari. But Akari did commit more errors, but they did have 6 blocks and 3 aces, whereas Cignal had 0 blocks and aces in that second set. So that is something they need to brush up on. Ria Menezes and the middle blocker, Cesc Molina, need to read the attacks a bit more for the Akari Chargers.
A very one-sided stat line, which easily explains why the Chargers came up with a W.
Ria Teshova of the Cignal, of Capital One rather, of course playing later on today.
Solar Spikers. They will try to get back-to-back wins after defeating Chocomucho Flying Titans in the last game.
It's 5 sets.
And they're going up against a team that has yet to win in the Thunder Bells. So obviously, odds are in their favor. In the meantime, back to our first game today, third set. HD Spikers, Chargers, both teams 4-0 in Pool B. Perez punches that one through.
Punches is definitely the right term to use from that attack. Early start, good start for Cignal.
Perez now with 11, all coming from attacks. Cayuna. Service
Tough.
outside.
Yep.
Cayuna, 2-time PVL best setter. She also won the best setter award in the PNBF event. 1-all, set number 3. And this young lady coming into her own as a setter as well here in the pros. That is
Yep.
violation, back row setter in Cayuna. So not a good start here again for the HD Spikers. The 2 points of the Chargers are all from errors.
Yes, a slow start. But we have Jack Janela now playing in for Judith Abel.
Basas, yes. Let's check in with Jana Ejido.
Hey, Eric and Jamie, I just have to say that the fact that we are one set apiece might as well be everything that we've been expecting from this type of matchup. But of course, I just have to say that there are always surprises on the way. And from my conversation with Oli Ocaro, she tells me that she still finds something to be pleasantly surprised by in every game, whether it's her points production or plays she didn't know she could execute. She tells me she runs on a control what you can't control kind of mindset. And on Akari consistently turning out these performances, Oli says, I'm proud that we always put in the effort. And I could say that's exactly what we saw back in set number 2. And of course, you can vote for Oli on the Pilipinas Live poll question of the day, or her fellow import MJ Perez on the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now for only 149 pesos a month. Back to you, Eric and Jamie.
All right, the great report. Thank you, Jana. Well, Oli Ocaro, this is definitely not the kind of game she's used to playing. Only 10 points so far. After back-to-back 30-point performances, 31 and 38, Angels and the Flying Titans.
You know, I have to commend the Cignal HD Spikers for doing such a good job in the back row of the defense. They know their patterns going down the line, going across. But let's see how this will turn out. I mean, it's still one set apiece, both 3-all.
Janela with a good pass. Basas attacking. And this is chased down by Okaru. Terrific defense by the Chargers. Perez. Yes.
Smart play. Neil Cal was there for that down the line, but she was actually moving while the ball came to her. Much needed side out, but Jack Janela so far so good. She's not had a lot of playing time in this reinforced conference, but she's that veteran support in the back.
Menezes with 5. Only 1 point in set number 2. A little soft touch there. Pays off for San Domingo.
A delicate quick attack coming from San Domingo, but no libero was on the court during that rally for Cignal. It's Ria Menezes, a late reaction. from Cignal.
And I love how Domingo just waited for the last second. That adjustment in midair.
Changing tempo.
Yep. For all. And that one is outside for Basas. Basas been on and off.
Basas
So
trying
far
to
in the match.
go right. So far trying to go for that sharp cross.
Basas with 4. Perez. Soltones. Easy pickup. Cal back to Gretzel. Janela passes. They go back to Perez. A little too close to the net. Pushes. There's a touch against Ocaro.
Now, these are the vet moves that we love to see coming from MJ Perez. The dig set coming from Jack Janela. A bit too tight for MJ.
Basas with 4, including 1 block. Cal had to chase that one down. Ends up in a free ball for the HD Spikers. Acuna running attack. Got it.
You know, this is what was working for Cignal against the Petrogas Angels. Jackie Acuna being that player of the game. This is her short running attack. It's been working for her this conference.
Acuna, just point number 2.
Yep.
We mentioned as she is having a great conference so far as Cam Victoria puts it in.
Camille Victoria going for that quick play.
Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan's Pasalubong ng Bayan. 24-year-old Cam Victoria. Already picking up her 4th point of the game. Not a good pass coming from Perez, and it ends up in an attack fault by Molina.
A bit too short, a bit underneath that ball in that sequence coming from Molina.
Coach Shaq de los Santos. Both teams, nobody really pulling away.
Yes.
At the start of set number 3, Jamie, 6-7. One team is up, and so many lead changes. 5 lead changes already.
Both squads having a difficult time just in terms of stability. One team is getting a point, the other team is getting a point, back and forth.
Let's see who gets more stable as we move forward. But right now, the Chargers up by 2, 8-6 against the HD Spikers, set 3. Sama-sama tayo sa laban ngayong Olympic Games Paris 2024 with Cignal. Panoorin ang mga laban sa 3 exclusive channels at iba pa in high definition anytime, anywhere. Mag-subscribe lang sa Sports Action Pack for only 300 pesos. Very tight contest here in set number 3. Both teams tied 1 set apiece. Chargers leading by 2, but it's been anybody's set so far. Again, we've had 5 lead changes, 6 deadlocks, Jamie, and we've only had 14 points on the board.
You know, Eric, we did talk about this off air earlier. It's going to be a tight match and a long match at that.
For those of you without a background of this matchup, both teams are 4-0 undefeated in Pool B, and it's the final game in the first round as Perez gets her 14th point of the game.
Take a look at this replay. Block coming from Cignal, but Perez having that flight.
And I'm very impressed with MJ Perez. And, you know, how physical she is as a player at 36 years old. Still so physically fit and active as Akari with 13 points now. Both reinforcements are going at it.
Back to back, yep. They're the top 2 best scorers here in the reinforced conference.
Two-point game once again. Chargers leading by 2. Soltones with a serve. Acuna with a tip. Ocaro with the up. Laxina. 1-2 play coming from Cayuna. Cal all the way out to Laxina. Hits the tip of the net and dribbles in.
Cesc Molina not in the right defensive spot. But a lot of pickups coming from the reinforcement of Akari, getting those donut hole zone digs that were not taken in the last sets.
Acuna coming up short. And it's partly errors, partly a little offense as well from the Chargers. And Akari now up by 4, forcing Coach Shaq to call a timeout. First timeout for Cignal. We'll listen in.
Pasa muna tayo, ha? Masyado tayong nagmamadali. Kailangan, feel lang natin. Okay? Yes, guys. Don't forget to enjoy your game. Come on.
Let's go! Let's go! More!
Okay, baguhin natin. Yes. Enjoy tayo. Let's go, Cignal!
The Cignal HD Spikers forgetting to enjoy the game. That is what was said in the timeout from Cesc Molina, MJ Perez. And Cesc Molina also mentioned that they are rushing their movements, whereas Akari, very patient, staying calm.
Janela with a short pass. Perez from the back row. Ocaro with a dig.
Ooh, good set.
Laxina down the line. Bobby Celso says no. There's going to be a challenge here for Kaminoa. Coach Shaq having a conversation with Bobby Celso, our first referee as well. But we will go to the review. No team really has any sort of rhythm here, as we have a little time to dissect this third set that has been a little shaky for both teams. But the Chargers
Very happy and jolly.
A little happier than their opponents. Because Molina was saying in the players only huddle, as you see the net touch there, like Cayuna. And they've got to play happy.
Yes.
So successful challenge for Takaminoa. And slowly but surely, they are starting to pull away. Biggest lead at 5 points for the Chargers. Bad pass coming from Molina. Perez with an underhand. Chance ball here for the Chargers. 1-2 play. You can't get an easier point than that in a live game.
You know, this is the third 1-2 play coming from Camille Cal. And you could see her hand was up. Jack Janela, Chinchin Basas, not reading it, no urgency.
So a substitution to try and shake it up. Chai Troncoso is back in the game. Chai.
Ooh.
Got it.
What an attack coming from Troncoso.
Exactly what
they needed that.
Needed, exactly.
They needed that perfect set coming from Jel Cayuna. Quick set.
Troncoso now with 3. She is matched for output against the Angels. Acuna has been missing offensively. Only a couple of points for Acuna. She came out with 8 against the Angels.
And I'm surprised they haven't given her a lot of the balls so far. There's receive in Cignal.
Meanwhile, Ocaro as well. It hasn't been her best game, for sure.
She usually comes alive in the latter part. Still too early, maybe.
So back-to-back points for the HD Spikers. Laksina always been a threat from the wings, and again knocks it in. 8 points for Laksina.
No, this year she's her original position, middle, coming from the right pin, but this time shining bright off the left pin, just tooling that block of Cignal. She's really become one of the go-to spikers for Akari.
I agree.
Ooh, good serve. Ooh.
Nice job by Kayuna, turning an overpass into an easy point.
Smart play coming from the offensive setter of Jel Kayuna. Finding that open space, Ollie being stunned from that 1-2 play.
If you're the Chargers, you should have been prepared. I mean, that ball was, there was no other way to touch that ball but to tip it on the second for Acuna. Or make that Kayuna as Okaru with her 14th point already.
Her stats slowly coming up here, surely but slowly. Finding that open space. So far, not a lot of blocks coming from Cignal. No aces, same as the second set.
Cal and the Chargers lead by 5. Back row, push. Okaru picking it up. Cal back to Okaru. Yes, back-to-back points for Oli Okaru. 15 already for Okaru and a 6-point lead for the Chargers here in set number 3. In favor of the Chargers against the HD Spikers set number 3. We're tied at 1 set each. Both teams really going at it, although the pace has slowed down a little bit. Off the bench, Chai Troncoso, 3 points, giving a little bit of life to the offense of the HD Spikers, but just not enough, Jamie, to really get them in equal footing with the Chargers.
Well, Cignal needing to find some sort of spark plug in this third set, because if you take a look at the stats so far, Oli Akaro is slowly heating up.
Perez, yeah, nice dig coming from Ravenna. So Torres electing to push it. The up coming from Basas, who's back in the game. Troncoso is rejected. Back row, Perez. Yes.
What an attack coming from the back row in MJ Perez.
Well, you mentioned Okaro trying to pull away in terms of scoring. Perez tying her output with 15. (16-11). 5-point lead for Domingo. And the Chargers make it a 6-point lead now.
Just quick side out for the Akari Chargers. And smart play from Cal, going for that B quick on set Domingo. Block a bit late from Cignal. They have Janine Marciano for Akari up to serve.
Marciano didn't score in 2 sets against the Thunderbells. Former Lioness from San Beda. Good pass from Jack Janela. Here comes Perez. Danny Ravenna with the up. Cal.
Good set.
Okaru got it.
No, Eric, earlier during the first set, she was a bit silenced by Cignal, but this is how she plays. She slowly creeps in with the points.
Okaro averaging close to 25 points a game. Timeout here for the HD Spikers.
Sige, sige. Babawi, adjust na lang, adjust ha. Okay? Sige, one good pass ulit, one good pass, and then atake lang tayo, ha?
Let's go!
Sige lang, tsaga lang, tsaga.
Sige, sige. Galaw lang ng galaw.
Kailan yung lahat ng palo. Pero may down the lane pa rin yan, kaya dapat nakabangga. Ayusin mo lang yung, sorry, fix your position for blocking. Okay. Move a little bit to the right. Okay, so that you can mark the properly. Ikaw ready sa...
Score is 11-18. Akari smooth sailing in this third set. Camille Cal doing a good job of spreading out her offense, but Oli Akaro is slowly heating up in this match.
7-point deficit, the biggest against the HD Spikers. Perez is rejected. Perez tries again. Machado unable to put it up. Perez will score 16 points now.
So very competitive. MJ Perez wanting to win this match, of course, but you could see it's just not the point. She's really providing that leadership for her squad.
Well, the reinforcements are showing up in this match. 16 each for Okaro and Perez. That serve is going to be outside for Meneses. HD Spikers shooting themselves in the foot here. If they come out to lose set number 3, it's going to be partly due to a lot of unforced errors.
Yes, too many errors for Cignal.
And we mentioned that that's not their weakness. I mean, they're one of the best teams in terms of keeping their error numbers down.
They set a PVL record of only 6 errors in the match, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish in the conference, and it's all about consistency.
Perez, 17. Been outside, actually.
Yes.
Based on that angle, at least, but Camille Cal picking it up. 6-point game. Chinbasas. Juanco. One-handed set, no good. Victoria with the underhand pass. Chance ball for the red shirts. Here comes Perez. Tips it. Coverage by Soltones. Okaro. Yes, right on the line.
You know, her approach is not the most explosive, but when she gets her hand on the ball, so much power, so much force.
7-point game. Okaro didn't know she was up to serve. Perez, short pass, gets it back. MJ Perez, right to Okaro, who overtakes it. Perez again, this time going to Ravenna. Cal sets
What
it
a set.
a little too low for Soltones, but a nice push.
What a set.
The break point.
Team effort. The Akari Chargers being that collective unit. The digging on point, the sets on point, and Soltones finishing it off with that power tip going to zone 1.
Perez will sit down. And we're going to see Lalong Isip for the second time today. 8 points, the biggest lead for the Chargers. 21 serving 13. Acuna got it.
No, she was the player of the game in their last match against Petrogas, but I think Jel Cayuna needs to feed the middle blockers a bit more balls to just fool the blocking of Akari.
No Perez on the other side. Okaro will sit down. Cobb and Soyud will check in. Meantime, HD Spikers will also get a couple of new players. Chelsea is back and seeing action for the first time is Job Fernandez. A lot of FEU connection going on actually on the HD Spikers side. 14, serving 21. Long way to go if you're the HD Spikers. Down by 7. Cam Victoria makes it an 8-point lead again.
It's a beautiful 8-quick attack. Michelle Cobb, Victoria. Basic play, but a play that works in their favor, targeting that zone 5 of Cignal.
Laksina coming in for Marciano as Soltones getting ready to serve. Meantime, Doria on the other side replacing Acuna again. Akari only 3 points away from leading 2-1. What a turnaround after losing by 10 in the opening set. Doria with a left hand. Soltones connecting with Laksina. Lalong Isip with a nice pass. Here comes Troncoso outside. Asking for a check. Bobby Celso says there isn't any.
There's a check.
But
yep.
Did somebody say, yeah, I think Soyud admitting he touched it. So no need for a challenge anymore. Still, despite that point, it's still a 7-point cushion for the Chargers. Cobb, Laksina. Up by Giselle C. So Doria will set it back to Troncoso. Back-to-back points.
Got a check, yep. No, Troncoso being in for Ces Molina.
5 points for Troncoso and a timeout here for Coach Takaminoa.
Kain lang natin 3 points.
Concept block! 1, 2, block!
Yung open, huwag niyo unahan kasi nakikita ko na unahan niyo. Pag nakita niya kasi yung kamay niyo, uunahan. Papacheck talaga.
Magaling magpatay tayo.
The Chargers are just 3 points away of clinching this third set. The Cignal HD Spikers need some sort of spark plug. We have the second 6 implemented, Lalong Isip.
Right now, HD Spikers buried under with that ace buried under a 5-point deficit. Still a tough ask for the red shirts.
Good serve coming from Doria, targeting Max. But that was going to sail outside.
Doria, her first point of the game. Combination play, Laksina. What a dig from Lalong Isip. Giselle C to Troncoso. That's too far a pass, so a chance ball here for the white shirts. Cam Victoria. Saved by Lalong Isip. 1-2 play for Giselle C. Cobb again. Laksina again. Blocked this time. Cobb underhand pass. Soyud gets a touch. Giselle C passes. Doria will set it to Fernandez. Her first attack. Picked up by Soltones. Long rally. Laksina. Lalong Isip again playing great defense in the back row. Another long court-to-court pass. Troncoso has been the spark offensively for the HD Spikers.
Targeting the sharp cross-court with the help of the tape. Lucky break for Cignal. She seems to be the game changer in this third set for her squad.
4-0 run.
Ces Molina and MJ Perez having a bit of a rest. Much needed rest so far.
Well, with Troncoso right now firing on all cylinders, they can afford to rest MJ Perez. 4-0 run for the HD Spikers, and Coach Takaminoa can wait no longer. Puts Okaro back in, along with Camille Cal. C to Troncoso. She has the hot hand. That save going outside. Side out for the Chargers.
We have Akaro now in the back row. We have Ivy Laksina. Decho Soltones. A perfect mix of veterans and rookies here for the Akari Chargers. And the teamwork, you can see it in this match. Learning from their mistakes.
Not a good pass coming from Chai Troncoso. Fernandez, this is a chance ball for the white shirts. Cal. Laksina got it. Laksina with 9 points, and it is 6 set points for the Chargers.
Take a look at the blocking of Cignal, Ria Menezes, and Fernandez. A bit too far from the net in that sequence.
Visip with a pass. Fernandez rising. There's a dig coming from Okaro. Laksina block. It goes outside. Well, it was on the way out, but it was touched by Victoria. She apologizes to the bench and the coaching staff for that mishap. That could have been a 1 point already, but Victoria says, I want to play some more, a little more of the third set. So 1 set point saved by the HD Spikers off a freebie from Cam Victoria, but still 5 set points for the Chargers. 25-year-old Kayuna, she'll turn 26 in a few days.
Good set.
Laksina catches the line and puts the finishing touch to this third set.
And Ivy Laksina going for that sharp cross-court attack. The Akari Chargers very steady so far.
But it's been Okaro coming alive.
I mean, Ollie, whether she's coming from the back row, the front row, great performance, being steady and maintaining that momentum.
Chargers up 2 sets to 1 against the HD Spikers, going to set number 4. There is the story so far through 3 sets. A come from behind, so to speak, for the Chargers. After losing by 10 in the opening set, they've really turned it around 180, Jamie.
Well, the Akari Chargers, lessons have been learned in that set number 3. Not a lot of unforced errors. Gretchen Sotones, Ollie, Victoria, and the setters are paving the way for their squad. But for Cignal, they're in a rut. They're unable to get that immediate side out. MJ Perez is being easily dug by the liberos in Max and Danny Ravenna. But we've seen situations like this before, but can Cignal find some way? Can they solve this problem as we enter the set number 4? But first, we got to talk, Eric, about set number 3, the attacks, the disparity. Not too far, 15 for Cignal, 17 for Akari. But it's the less errors of Akari this time compared to Cignal. They had 6. Usually, they would, in the last match, they had that PVL record of just 6 alone. But they're challenged now against Akari. This is the first time they've been in this situation. They are down, but Akari We know they are having that winning mindset so far. So this is the change that we're seeing from Akari.
Chargers, they've stepped it up offensively. I mean, we saw the attack numbers. They were +2 against the HD Spikers. But more importantly, as you see, Basas put the HD Spikers on the board first here in set number 4. 2 players now in double digits for the Chargers. 17 for Okaro and Laksina with 10. Meantime, only 1 player in double digits for the HD Spikers. That obviously is MJ Perez.
But let's see, MJ Perez looks a bit heated up in this 4th set.
Well, they're going to need numbers. They're going to need points as Laksina almost got a freebie off a dribble from the net. Blanco sets it up. Cesc Molina needs to come alive as Okaro will knock it in. 18 points now for Okaro. Basas has been quieted down. Molina quieted down. Meneses also not that many points in that pivotal 3rd set.
A lot of tools for Akari. Laksina in the front, Ollie in the back row, but Cignal having a difficult time defending the reinforcement of Akari.
Basas.
That's outside.
Oh, again. You mentioned Basas needs to chip in the numbers. Basas, 5 points. Errors again. Start to creep in to the game of the HD Spikers. Dig. Strong. Nice hit coming from Perez, who now has 18 points.
18 points from the reinforcement. Danny Ravanda almost there to get that attack of MJ, but they will lean to the reinforcement to do the heavy lifting.
Swanko is in for Ravenna. Nice set. Okaro finds the corner again as we check in with Jana Ejido.
Eric and Jamie, set number 2, saw Coach Shaq De Los Santos field in much of his roster in an effort to get a lot of scoring from them. But I'd like to shine a light on Drafty Ishi Lalang Isip on what her rookie conference has been like so far. Ishi just told me, it's getting too real. It's too real. Nandito na talaga ang adulting life. Dagdag pa niya, mapifeel mo talaga ang difference na collegiate at sa pro leagues. And 4 games in, already her 5th, Ishi tells me na constant process daw to at talagang masasanay na lang daw talaga siya. Well, back to our match. Set 4 is here. You can watch all the action on the Pilipinas Live app. Well, Jamie, I'd like to ask you, do you remember your rookie year and could you relate to our draftees this conference?
Oh my goodness. I'm trying to remember that year, Jana.
I believe it was not too long ago, said Domingo. Scores off a block touch. What was the most memorable from your rookie year, now that we're at it?
I believe that was 2019 after I graduated. That was in a different league. I remember being under Coach Sherwin Menezes. Had such a good time. I was the only Atenean on that squad. I was actually teammates with Ria Menezes as well. A lot of learning. A lot of learning.
Speaking of Menezes, attacks and scores, 7 points for Menezes.
I did mention this earlier, Eric. The middle blockers need to be implemented a bit more in this 4th set if they want to win and extend this match to 5 sets.
Already in our 4th deadlock at 4-all. That's how tight. We've been saying that for so many times. Okaro. The score off the block.
If you notice the sets of Camille Cal given to Okaro, she just asks for the set to be a bit high. Just put it up in the air, and she will just finish it off. But so far, 20 points.
Yep.
And she only had 4 points in that first set. So you can see this is her style of play. Slow start, but very consistent in the latter part.
She is 5 points away. As you look at Coach Takaminoa, Okaro is 5 points away from her average of close to 25 points. 24.75 points a game, to be exact. 5-all. Laksina, back row. Got it.
The perfect play from Ivy Laksina, just finding the hands of that block in Doria. Gotta look at this replay. perfect timing on that attack.
11 points for Ivy Laxina, who's so unassuming. You wouldn't expect such a strong hit from her. Molina, speaking of strong hits, dug by Sotones, and back-to-back points for Ivy Laxina.
There seems to be a bit of a confusion on Cignal in their defensive pattern. There was a huge open space, but Ivy Laxina powering over that block of Cignal rather.
Biggest lead of 2 points right now for the Chargers, 7-5. Underhand set coming from Cayuna. Molina trying to get herself going. Ocaro, between the legs of MJ Perez.
It's a quick and speedy attack from Ollie.
3-point lead, Chargers 8-5 against HD Spikers, set 4. Chargers up by 3 and up 2-1. Here is Oli Ocaro in between two blockers and in between the legs of MJ Perez for her 21st point. 7 of her 21 coming in that pivotal third set.
You know, this is the style of play that we're seeing from Ollie. Slow starts in multiple games, but getting that point when it's needed. And you did say she popped off at the start of the third set.
Laxina also popping off here in set number 4. Victoria with a tip, and she scores.
Easy pickups for the Akari Chargers, but Cignal, they have been, I said this earlier, having a hard time getting that side out, getting that momentum. As for the Akari Chargers, they are playing loose.
6 points for Cam Victoria. Service ace, Soltones. It's the lowest scoring game so far for Soltones, only 7 points. She's scored in double digits twice out of 4 games. Timeout for the HD Spikers. They're down by 5.
Yeah, I will receive. Let's go. We first play.
Okay, we will help.
Eh, walang tatahimik. Let's go.
Let's go.
Di pa tapos yan. Ay, layo-layo pa.
Tense tayo masyado, ha?
Tara. Oh, hands up. Let's go, Cignal.
That's another players-only timeout. Jamie, Coach Shaq didn't even say a word there.
He is leaning to his squad to figure it out themselves. He could only do so much. Of course, this is all a learning process as the game goes on.
And I know you've been throwing out nuggets about the performance of the HD Spikers, but in a nutshell, I mean, as you see another mishap here that ends up in a free point for the Chargers. What is happening to one of the top teams, one of the 2 undefeated teams in the Reinforced Conference?
So this is the first time that the Cignal HD Spikers are being challenged. Usually, all their points are being earned, but it's actually Akari that is playing better. When you look at the situations of both squads, Akari is playing the game the right way, the simple dig, set, spike. And when you look at their attacks, they're not even doing anything too flashy. They have not even generated any combination plays so far, but it's the reinforcement in Ollie who is finding that seam in between the block, finding the holes. But Cignal unable to uplift their own spirits. You can see just in their body language alone, it has not changed since that last set.
This is going to be an unsuccessful challenge for Coach Shaq de los Santos. Yes, no block touch. So, easy point for the Chargers again. Coach Shaq still all smiles. And to add to your point, HD Spikers, they've only lost 2 sets prior to today. Now they've lost just their 3rd set of the conference.
So this is also a new adjustment they're having to face, whereas Akari, I think they are having that winning mindset. You can see it before our own eyes in this match, learning as the game progresses.
And I stand corrected, they've lost back-to-back sets.
In this match.
Yeah, they've lost as many sets today as they've lost in the entire conference. And they give up another easy point off an attack fault. So this lead continues to balloon without any offense coming from the Chargers. So Tones returns the favor. She doesn't want to make it too easy.
Yep. She's still targeting MJ Perez, but they will call a challenge, ball in, ball out.
I don't know how close that was, but and if this is going to be a waste of a challenge, but we'll see. I mean, these coaches have a really keen eye on these things. And Coach Minoa so far, he's been very good with the challenges today, right?
Could also be a tactic.
I wouldn't second doubt him.
Yep. Could be their own tactic of shutting down the momentum of Cignal. Outside. Yep.
That was not even close. That's probably about 2 inches away from the line. But regardless, it's a considerable 6-point cushion here for the Chargers.
Good serve.
Max Swanko with the pass. Back row for Perez, off speed. Diving dig coming from Sotones. Caro now with 22.
You know, and it's also in the same spot that we're seeing Zone 5 targeting in between Jack Janela and MJ Perez. But look at that pickup coming from Zecho Sotones. That was the problem that they had in the first set. But you can see the maturing as the game goes on.
Much better defensively on the floor and at the net. The Chargers are since set number 1. Underhand pass to Molina. Jack Janela unable to save it. And the Chargers continue to roll along.
It's a team effort. Camille Cal, Seth Domingo, Ivy Laxina. Everyone pitching in, everyone knowing their roles, doing their jobs.
And it doesn't help as well that the defensive pattern of the HD Spikers,
unstable. It's unstable.
It's just not there today.
It was there earlier, but it's the consistency.
Caro picked up by Perez. Good pass. Here comes Pasas. Easy dig.
Good
Victoria.
set.
Sotones.
Perfect set.
That could have been a double on Molina. Cal can set it up really well here. Laxina. Oh! And an off-speed hit, just basically pushing it to the back row. And the HD Spikers couldn't get to it.
What a shot. What a shot from Ivy Laxina. The set a bit too low, a bit too short. These are the vet moves that we love to see.
Now a 9-point lead for the Chargers. Set 4. Cam Victoria with coverage. Here comes Okado once again. And this one into the net.
A little bit underneath the ball in that one. Big cushion for the Akari Chargers in this 4th set.
Coach Minoa can't say enough about what he did and how he turned around this team.
Good receive.
Jack Janela The up, not high enough for a second touch. No runs for the HD Spikers as the lead is back to 9 for the Chargers. Reach our second and final technical timeout. After losing set number 1 by 10, the Chargers in full control. As you see, Cignal executive Miko Halili, the head of sports and content for Cignal TV. Of course, Kiefer Ravenna, a man who needs no introduction. And a woman who needs no introduction as well, Mozy Ravenna. Right on your screens, right beside Miss Kathy Chu of Akari. Very satisfied,
happy
set of executives with the way Ivy Laxina and the rest of the Chargers are performing, up by 9 points and up 2 sets to 1. Nice play coming from Doria off the technical timeout.
We haven't really talked so much about the middle blockers. They were the highlight of their last match, but the offense of Cignal is being shut down.
Juanco has been passing very well. Domingo, all these points coming in so easy for the Chargers.
Easy pickups, be quick attack. Take a look at that set from Camille Cal. Perfect set.
Santo Domingo with 9 points, her second best scoring game. In the reinforced conference, Janine Marciano returns. Marciano looking to get her first points of the conference. Pasas off the head of O'Connell. And Oli O'Connell is trying to smile it off. Pasas is trying to apologize as well. But the fun is still intact.
It is.
9 serving 17. Juanco, another great pass.
What a set.
Soltones turned away, but it goes outside. That's been the story.
Perfect set, yep.
Of the game of Cignal here in set numbers 3 and 4. Said Domingo, 9 points, looking for her 10. Meneses. These highlights from Meneses have been few and far between. She was very active and such a great part of the offense in the first set, but not so much after that.
Not too much. I wonder why the strategy actually changed coming from Angelka. You know, maybe Coach Shaq did mention something that we didn't hear. But you gotta highlight the middle blockers a bit more.
Cal, speaking of middle blockers, there you go. Meneses making her presence felt with back-to-back points.
And with a stare down, of course, the classic stare down of Ria Meneses.
Meneses quietly, her second best scoring game as well with 9. She had one double-digit game, 11, against the Thunder Bells. C to Meneses, blocked this time by O'Connell, and that is off Meneses. O'Connell hitting and scoring her 23rd.
No, in the last set, it was such a seesaw battle. But with this set, Eric, Akari up by 8 points. I mean, the Cignal HD Spikers is a team full of veterans. Of course, they're reinforcement, but there's a lot of young guns on this squad so far. On the court, Danny Ravenna, Victoria, Michelle Cobb.
Cobb checking in with Soyud, and if the HD Spikers don't turn it around real quickly, we may not see Okaro anymore. Molina. Soltones. That is up. Coming from Molina. Back row for Perez. Got it.
What an attack. MJ Perez. We did feature her earlier in the pregame. 95 points so far. Her total points this conference. But they do need her now.
20 points now for Perez, matching her output in that game against the Angels. Ishi lalong isip. Jana was just talking about her, how she's saying playing in the pros totally different from the UAP.
Bigger stage for sure.
So Torres block. And it's a point for the HD Spikers. They're going to need a lot more of that. Still down by 6. But if you're the Chargers, I mean, you don't want the HD Spikers to get any closer.
Right.
Because if they start to get more confident with each and every point,
this game might extend.
So Tones.
Good set. Oh, it's a good set.
Gets a double block, gets it through. Perez got it. Perez now with 21.
You know, MJ Perez, she has that winning mindset, and she's helping the Cignal HD Spikers that, I mean, they could do it as well. The team effort, the communication. This is all the tools needed for Cignal.
Lalong isip ang Adam Sonian through and through. Speaking of Adam Sonian, Soyud with the push and a side out for the Chargers.
Power tip coming from the veteran in Ali Soyud. And you can see this double substitution is constantly being implemented each set. So Coach Taka giving a lot of confidence and trust to Michelle Cobb. Ooh, what a serve.
See? To Molina. So Torres with the up. Cobb all the way out to Laxida. Perez right there. Molina again. This one is outside. And there is a block touch, says Bobby Celso. Victoria adamant she didn't touch it, so there will be a challenge by Coach Taka. So the 8th point of Molina is still pending.
She was sure that there was a touch.
And nobody keen on getting a green card here for the Chargers. Both teams 4-0. The only 2 undefeated teams in the Reinforced Conference. That's how good both Akari and Cignal have been playing. And we mentioned today, one of them will get a blemish on their win-loss record. And right now, it's looking like it's Cignal, unless, again, they turn it around.
Yes. Well, we'll see the Akari Chargers so far. I mean, just the maturity that we've seen from first game to now. Well, that is a clean attack going outside.
Yep.
So point Akari.
And Coach Minoa has been
on point.
On point with the challenges today. Biggest lead was 9 points for the Chargers. Sultanes serves it into the net. She went for it.
Yep. Taking that risk. High risk, high reward, of course. They have some sort of leeway.
Yep. A lot of leeway, actually. I mean, they're up by 6. They only need 4 to win the match. So Kayuna and company, they have their work cut out for them. And
untimely.
Definitely derail their efforts of coming back. Coach Shaq staring down a 7-point deficit. Janela, short pass. Molina. Soltones has been digging very well. Cobb had to run a mile for that. Molina again, block. Tayuna picking it up. Janela will set it. Basas. Overpassed. Oh, but there's coverage. Terrific floor defense by the Chargers. Doria blocked again. Everything going the way of the Chargers.
The Akari Chargers have maintained and stabilized their momentum from start to finish, not allowing any balls to drop, waiting until they hear that whistle. Team effort.
Timeout here for Coach Shaq de los Santos, his last of the set, and probably last of the match as well, as the Chargers are at match point.
Sige, tsakain pa natin. Taas.
All right, I got a little ahead of myself there. It's just 23-15, so a couple more points needed by Coach Takaminoa and the Chargers to finish off this match. But that is the last timeout for Coach Shaq de los Santos. HD Spikers will have to go all the way without any stoppage. Perez, chance to attack.
Good set.
Perez keeping it alive. Nice effort on defense by the HD Spikers. Soyud block.
The Akari offense in that sequence, it was given that it was going to be given to Ellie Soyud. She was a bit trapped by the block of Cignal.
Well, Soyud just got the point prior to that attempt. So
right.
they wanted to give her another shot at it. Still a make that 7-point game. That was 6-point game with an ace by Molina, who now has 8 points.
Michelle Cobb needing some help in that sequence. She's coming from all the way of zone 4.
Domingo says Acoda sets it up for Soyud. The dig by Molina. Here comes Perez.
Ooh.
This is a 3-point run for the HD Spikers, and it's a 5-point game, Jamie.
Well, the Akari Chargers are having a little powwow amongst themselves.
Molina's been serving very well. I see no adjustments so far by Coach Minoa. Still keeping
Good set.
Okaro on the bench. Nice dig from Janela. Perez. Yes!
What an attack coming from MJ Perez. Talk about grit, talk about intensity. Jack Janela, perfect dig coming from her. But we have the original first 6 again. Ollie back in, Cal back in. They can't afford.
Yep. They want to stop this 4-point run by the HD Spikers. Perez now with 23. Laxina. And there you go. Match point for the Chargers.
It's a good side out for Ivy Laxina and company. Toss a bit too low for Camille Cal.
Well, fortunately for the Chargers, not a costly error. They're still sitting at 4 match points. All they need is a good pass here, as we hear the coaches in the PVL say a lot. One good pass. And that's not it. But Laksina, let's see what she does. Good coverage there. Coming from Soltones. Akaro to put it away. Nope. Nice block by the HD Spikers. Soltones back row. Picked up by Cayuna. Basas underhand pass. Chance ball for the white shirts. Laksina. Coverage by Wanko. Akaro for the win. Tip back. Nice save coming from Seth Domingo. Not good enough. Double contact, says Bobby Celso. So a couple of match points saved by the HD Spikers. Timeout for the Chargers.
It's okay. Take a chance for Max. Have a conversation. Okay. Ivy also. She think. Okay, cover again. Cover. Once you cover, and make it faster. First of all, make it higher. Okay, take a time. 1 point tayo.
Yung ano ha, medyo nagmamadali tayo. Relax lang, yung galaw lang natin. Last one. One rally. Yes, just need 1 point. Last one. And Sarah, 1 point.
Akari in a match point here. Very curious as to who they will strategize. Will it be Ollie, Sed, Ivy Laksina?
MJ Perez and company, they've saved 2 match points. Sed Domingo of the Chargers, they led by as many as 9, had 5 match points. Now have 3. Molina with a good save in the back row. Perez with a push. And another match point save by the HD Spikers.
Too close to call in this match, Eric. Composure is the name of the game.
Under pressure. 24 points for Perez. Still 2 match points for the Chargers. Perez trying to put one more away. Cal. Akaro.
What an attack.
24th point for Akaro, wins the match.
Low-key flex, a minimum of 24 points in this match against the Cignal HD Spikers.
This Panalo Player of the Game is brought to you by Yakult. Yakult every day, okay. Once again, Ollie Akaro leading the way for the Chargers. Not her usual high output, but high enough for their 5th straight win, Jamie.
And this did lead them to victory. The Akari Chargers staying undefeated with a 5-0 record, whereas the Cignal HD Spikers getting their first loss of the conference.
Special mention, Laksina with 14 in double digits. Seth Domingo with 10. 3rd player in double digits for the Chargers as they win in 4 against the HD Spikers. Our best player of the game, Ollie Akaro, not a surprise. 28-year-old, another superb performance. 5th straight game in double digits, Jamie.
So far, so good. The Akari Chargers looking very sharp in this conference. 24 points, 22 from attacks, 1 block, 1 ace. Very steady performance from the reinforcements.
And coming up next, the Capital One Solar Spikers will take on the Zeus Coffee Thunderbell, 2nd game of our triple header. Oh, what a first game to kick things off today as the Chargers go up to 5-0, giving the HD Spikers their first loss of the first round. Thanks to our director, Marvin Chavez. For Jana Ejido, my partner, Jamie La Victoria, and Eric Tipan. Thanks for watching, but more reinforced conference action in the PVL right here on One Sports and Pilipinas Live.